You're listening to Heroes in the Moment.
What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
And today we're doing our weekly recap number 36.
Yo, we got a ton of news today.
We got a lot of news. We got MCU news, we got DCU news, and both have quite a bit to talk about. We have a lot to discuss. I think we're going to be not necessarily debating, but kind of ranting a little bit on certain things, but then also being happy about other things. So we'll talk about those when we get to it. But the biggest piece of news we're going to talk about, we'll start with the MCU today, and that being the Fantastic Four. Of course, we've talked about the Fantastic Four, the casting rumors, all of that stuff for over 6 months, over a year, 6 months now.
Something like that. We've thrown out like every A-list
Yes, we talked about
there,
so many different titles, like who's going to be Mr. Fantastic, who's going to be the rest, and all these stuff. But now it's starting to mold into picture. And actually, Mila Kunis met with the director of Fantastic Four. What was his name?
Matt Shockman.
Something
like that.
And they met together. She's not going to be in the movie, but she knows who the cast is. She
good. Because I heard a rumor saying she was going to be that
she's
thing.
She's not going to be the thing.
What?
No, she said she's not in it. Unless she's lying. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't think she was. But she said that she met with him and they do know the cast. The cast is in place. And I think that we're going to get that this year for sure.
Yeah.
And like we talked about last week, we said that Adam Driver was offered the role of Mr. Fantastic. Now it's up to him to take it. And from some of the reports that I've got in and we've heard, it sounds like he's going to take the role. And we'll talk about some other casting rumors in a minute. But what do you think about him? I mean, it sounds like he's going to be it.
I know.
What do you think?
I mean, well, Michael, we discussed this in detail last week.
Did.
I mean, and the facts are Adam Driver's A-list, an amazing actor.
He is.
He doesn't quite look the part.
He does not.
We don't doubt he can play. It just completely comes down to cosmetics. So I guess give him a blonde wig or something like that. But then again, he's in Disney. He's in a lot of huge projects, and I do agree it would be nice to see some no names or some relatively no names.
I know. I know it's hard because I feel like with Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, at least you do need pretty big names. Maybe not for Human Torch and Thing, but you do need pretty big names just because it's to get people in. To Fantastic Four, even though they're big characters, you still got to get people in. And Adam Driver, like we said last week, he just doesn't look the part. I've already got several texts from other people saying that heard of this and they're like they don't like it. And I tend to agree with them. I mean, he's a great actor, no doubt about that, but at the same time, he's just not Reed Richards. Does that make sense?
He's a Dr. Doom.
He is a Dr. Doom. He looks a lot like he could play that, but not Mr. Fantastic.
He does get very typecasted in a villainous.
He does
role,
because of Kylo Ren, but Maybe he'll do justice and we'll forget about it in the next couple of years. I don't know. All right, next up, also rumored for Fantastic Four casting is Margot Robbie was actually offered the role, apparently rumored, offered the role for Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. Margot Robbie. I like it. I think it's perfect. I really do. She looks it. She fits it. She's a great actress. I think it'd be a good fit, even though she is A-list.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I think I like this one less than Adam Driver.
Really?
And let me tell you why. First of all, I mean, she is Harley Quinn, right?
Yes, she is.
As far as we know, she's active in the DCU. I mean, we don't know for sure. We don't know for sure, but I believe that if James Gunn has a brain, he'll bring her back. I mean, that's a face I've seen. And she's also in everything else, too. I don't know. Just seeing her as Sue Storm, I would just... Yeah, I would still feel like I'm looking at Harley Quinn. I really wish they would go with maybe a different blonde or another I mean, if they have Adam Driver, I don't know if they need another A-list co-star. They get somebody else. But I don't know, Margot Robbie and Harley Quinn at the same time.
Yeah, it could be hard. And I mean, those are two big characters,
and she's also a plug-in too, because for a fact every dude is gonna go to the theater.
It's fact.
Right? When she's in the movie.
That's
so
a fact.
I'm not down. I'm not saying she can play it. I'm not saying she looks it, but I'm just saying she's already present in this world.
That's true. Unless she's not as present as we think. With the whole merger and the whole change with James Gunn as the new DCU CEO, maybe there is going to be change and maybe she's just going to go to Marvel instead of DC from now on. I don't know. But like we said, she is Harley Quinn. She is a perfect Harley Quinn. She does incredible with that role. But I do think she'd be a good Sue Storm.
Feel.
Right.
And that's such a different role.
It is a different role. Sue Storm's a lot more, not dumb than that.
Not dumb. Even in Babylon, she was the same exact
Right. She was
character.
very similar there. But she's a talented actress. I'm excited for Barbie coming up in July.
Oh, baby.
That's going to be great.
Be there.
But I don't know. I mean, part of it's just because, I love Margot Robbie. And what can I say? I like this casting personally. All right. Next up is a rumored casting for Human Torch being Paul Mescal. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
I think so, yeah. That's really good.
That's a good one.
absolutely amazing. And after,
and he's not huge.
He's not huge. He's on the rise. He's about 30. He's confirmed to be in the new Gladiator sequel, which they're getting. I mean, Pedro Pascal just got confirmed for it. But I think this is W move. Really, I could see him.
I like it. I mean, if we got Paul Mescal, Margot Robbie, and Adam Driver, I mean, that's stacked.
That's a tough.
I
list,
mean,
really.
that's stacked right there. Also, there's been rumors of possibilities that they may gender swap Thing. I don't like that.
How does that? I mean, just think about the things like I know. Body and everything. I mean, listen, we've said it before. Like, there are certain characters you can gender swap. You know, like absolutely. Maybe C-list, D-list. Like, but when you get like bigger and bigger, like the Fantastic Four
are huge characters.
Huge. One of Marvel's biggest. You know, one of the most profitable.
Why would you gender swap such a big character? That
especially like out of all those characters, like Thing is like one of like the most masculine. You know, he's like Ben Grimm. He's just like a blue collar, hardworking dude.
Absolutely.
No
so
nonsense,
why would you change that, especially as big as the characters? I think if they do that, it's going to hurt. I really do. I think it'll hurt them severely.
There's just no need to. Like, really, that's like gender swapping. Like a. I don't know, like an Iron Man in the comics or
Green Lantern's multiple different Green Lanterns, but that's like gender swapping like Cyborg or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't do that. I mean, it'd be hard, tough.
That's a member on quite possibly the biggest team.
Absolutely right. So I did hear that they are looking for a Jewish actor for this role because Ben Grimm is Jewish in the comics, so that's completely okay. But don't gender swap him. Keep him Ben Grimm.
Don't, man.
Keep him Ben Grimm. Don't make him Britney.
Please, for the love.
Yes. Also, another casting is Antonio Banderas is rumored to play Galactus in Fantastic Four.
Really?
Yes. That's an interesting
Who does he play? I'm trying to think.
Antonio Banderas, he is Zorro, he's Puss in Boots.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, I know you're talking about now.
The dad in Spy Kids, to those of you who grew up on that. I did. So Antonio Banderas is rumored to play Galactus.
Galactus.
I mean, Galactus is just this giant thing with a giant purple head. I mean,
maybe he hear like Puss in Boots.
He was also the villain in Uncharted as well.
That's right, he was.
Yes, so I like Antonio Banderas.
I like him too, but Galactus, I don't know.
Are they going to have Galactus as the main villain of Fantastic Four? Like I figured he should be the villain of a saga, like not a movie like they did with Kang.
No one's stopping it.
No one.
In a movie.
These 4 Fantastic Four people with stretchy, invisible, and fire and rock-like abilities. They ain't stopping it.
They ain't doing nothing.
So I don't know. I mean, they'll probably bring in Silver Surfer somewhere along those lines too, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like he needs to be a villain of a saga. They need to bring everybody together.
I agree.
That.
He's way too big.
So we'll see with that.
I don't know. I just also feel like Banderas is kind of typecast into a similar role.
Yeah,
like, really.
Yeah.
And I've like hearing his voice as Galactus is would be more comical.
Yeah, that's true. Unless he changes up, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see with that. But that's the casting. So a lot of news there with Fantastic Four. Some good, some bad, some we're not sure. But
don't gender swap
this still a lot of it is rumored. A lot of it's reported. The only one I'm pretty confident in is the Adam Driver one.
Yeah.
The rest of them is just still, kind of up in the air.
Okay.
Next up we got some Deadpool 3 news and some good ones I like. And the first one being that Peter, my guy, is coming back for Deadpool 3.
I saw that.
Dude, legend. The legend Peter, X-Force, man.
One of the X-Force.
He's
greatest
returning.
Superhero team.
The greatest superhero.
They're like parachute ninjas all dying.
That's the funniest scene,
funny.
Man. Oh, man, that's hilarious. James Gunn copied that.
Yeah, he did.
But still, Peter, man, a legend at the end of Deadpool 2, spoiler, he goes back in time and he saves Peter. He says, "Go home, Sugar Muffin." And now Sugar Muffin's returning and I love him. And I'm so excited for him to return.
It just seems like Ryan Reynolds is doing whatever he wants.
And I love it, man.
Yeah, Marvel's like, go ahead, make some money.
Deadpool 3 is about to be great.
He's bringing it to everybody, yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be
I'm so excited.
A banger.
Also rumored for Deadpool 3 is the return of Scarlet Witch along with Magneto to get their father-daughter interaction for the first time in the MCU.
Cool. Like, what? Like, what?
Interesting. I wonder how. I wonder if they're going to do it as variants or are they going to do it with Elizabeth Olsen and maybe who's going to be Magneto? What are they going to do?
I mean, and that definitely plays into the Wolverine side of things, the whole like X-Men, if they go over to the X-Men
they got to
universe.
finish the Fox universe. I think that's their goal. Is kind of this is the conclusion of the Fox universe and this is the bringing into the X-Men to the MCU. So they're going to do, I don't know.
Yeah, do something with a time machine or combine the two timelines.
It does have to do with time. I know that's already been confirmed.
Christopher Nolan's directing.
Dude, that'd be nuts, dude. Imagine Christopher Nolan. But no, it's Sean Levy. But I do, It does have to do with time. It does have to do with like the multiverse and things like that. So we'll see how it translates to stuff. We know Mobius is involved and some other characters and stuff. But I'm just hyped to see Wolverine and Deadpool on screen together. I mean, that's Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. I'm excited. That's two of my favorite actors ever. So
I gotta rewatch the first two.
I do.
This movie's gonna be a banger. It's gonna make $1 billion. Easily.
Dude, it's making $1 billion. Easily.
There's gonna be hype for this one like No Way Home.
Oh yeah,
truly.
There will be. I agree 100%. All right, next up, as you told me this, and this actually blew my mind, being that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has a confirmed runtime of 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Bro,
it's crazy, isn't it?
What'd you say?
I read it was like the longest animated Hollywood movie ever, like released in theaters.
That is nuts. To think
2.5 hours.
That's
longer than a movie we watched last night.
It literally, we watched Guardians 3, and I mean, it's wow. I mean, 2.5 hours for an animated movie. I've never seen one that long. Most of them cap off at like an hour 45, max 2 hours. Most movies don't even go 2 hours or over, most animated movies. But that's crazy to think about that we're getting this. This movie's going to be epic. I mean,
gonna be epic.
That runtime confirmed it. I mean, that's crazy to think about.
You don't go that bold unless you're really confident in your product.
Exactly, absolutely. Especially being an animated film.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's crazy. How do you think it'll do in the box office? It's a competitive month.
Yeah.
It's extremely competitive month.
What else is in the box office during that time?
So Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse comes out the first week of June.
Okay.
Flash comes out the second week of June.
Ooh.
Indiana Jones come out like the third week of June, and Transformers comes out the fourth. I think that's a tough month.
Yeah.
Because each of those movies have the potential to be box office bangers. So it's crazy. I don't know how it's going to translate there in between.
How much did the first one?
The first one did not go well. It went over well amongst audiences, but it did not do particularly well in the box office because it was new.
I mean, so obviously there's going to be a large uptick.
There will be a larger uptake.
I'm not thinking $1 billion.
You don't think $1 billion? No, it's too competitive.
It's too competitive, and even if it wasn't competitive, I just have a hard time seeing it. I
think it'll be $800 million.
I think somewhere around in the eights. And to be honest, all those other movies you mentioned, I think will be around in that range too.
Indiana Jones might. It could go $1 billion. Transformers, almost every single Transformers movie's hit $1 billion.
That's crazy.
It's huge. I mean, they have a huge fall. I love Transformers. I mean, so who knows? We'll see how it translates there. So we'll see with that. I don't know.
Flash is in $1 billion. I'm calling it.
I don't know, man.
Dude, that movie's gonna be a banger.
It's gonna be phenomenal. I know that for a fact.
But it's just a controversy.
It's a controversy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see it.
I'm seeing it.
I plan on making this the most seen movie I've ever seen.
Chances.
I've already got set up. I'm gonna see this movie 5 times at least in theaters.
5
or more,
times,
at least. So we'll see. All right. Now I'll make the transition over to DCU news. A few, not as many, but quite a bit still. First off is a rumored casting for Superman. Superman apparently for Superman Legacy and James Gunn's movie is being casted currently, and the apparently rumored is Harris Dickerson is one of the top runs. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it at all.
It's very, very interesting.
I don't even know who he is, but I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, he's British. The last thing I saw him in, he was in the most recent Kingsman movie as one of the main characters. He's a good actor, but you're talking about
Superman.
Superman.
The biggest superhero of all time.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, they either have the list down or they already have their actor. So.
I don't think they have their actor yet, though. I really don't.
I would not be surprised.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, this movie is not set to start production until next year. So,
James Gunn he's been doing, interviews and auditions and stuff like that.
I mean, he's already got the script, but they don't start production yet.
But they're already leaking. I don't know. I do think Harris, was it Dickinson?
He didn't look it. I don't like it.
He doesn't look it. I don't like it. But it's no knock against, his character.
Right. I mean, maybe
his acting skills.
Maybe he's a good actor. I mean, like I said,
he's just a very serious British actor, and he has like this kind of like snobby look about him.
That's kind of Superman-ish. So I mean, maybe it'll work, but I don't like it. All right, next up is for Lois Lane. Rumored is apparently Madeline Klein from Outer Banks is reportedly screen tested for Lois Lane.
It's a massive L.
I like Madeline Klein, but she's too young. I mean, she's too young.
She's a blonde.
She's blonde. She's not.
Lois
she doesn't
Lane
fit it.
Is a serious professional. I can never. When's the last time you see Madeline Klein in a role like that? Like she was an idiot in the Glass Onion movie.
Right. Right. I mean, she's in that. I mean, Outer Banks. She's she's headstrong and stuff, but like, she's just not. She's too young. She doesn't fit the part. I don't think. I mean, she's a good actress. I do agree. I think she could be pretty good in the next coming years. And I like her. I mean, I like her a lot. But I don't see her as Lois Lane. I agree. I don't think. It's just not. It doesn't fit.
You know who I just thought about who'd be a good Lois Lane? Who? What's her face? Deadpool's girl and
Mia Tomlin.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, She has like that serious professional
She would be.
vibe.
She's too old though. I think now.
Yeah.
She's
but
Gotham.
Gotham. Yeah, but that whole kind of vibe, like Marina Baccarin or something like that. But anyway, shoot, somebody like that, darker hair,
right?
Corporate world,
something like that.
Brave.
I agree. Amy Adams. I didn't really like Amy Adams Lois Lane, to be honest. Like, I like Amy Adams, but I didn't like her as Lois that much.
I didn't think she was terrible, but I am a big fan of Amy Adams.
Yeah, she's a good actress, but I didn't like her as Lois Lane that much. All right, next up is that the Superman film we heard about a couple of years ago is apparently about Val Zod. An Elseworld Superman film is still in development with an African American Superman, Val Zod, and still in development as an Elseworlds project.
Is that the one Michael B. Jordan is?
That's the one Michael B. Jordan was rumored to be a part of. Yeah, and still could be.
I haven't heard any news about this project.
You haven't seen that?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Apparently, James Gunn tweeted something. Apparently, asked, "Is this still possible? Is it still?" And he said yes or something like that.
So it's a completely different world.
Yeah, it's Elseworlds. It's Elseworlds, completely different.
Like Elseworlds, even more Elseworlds than the Reverse, whatever they're calling it.
Right. So I'm as long as it's not part of the main timeline, they're not just completely switching it. I'm okay with it.
It'd probably just be like a HBO Max.
It could be. I don't know if they get Michael B. Jordan, it's not. It's gonna be a box office.
I'll be down.
But I mean, I'll watch it. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not.
If it's not, it's not.
You missed the bag. So we'll see. All right, next up, Karen Gillan, who we just saw as Nebula, who did an incredible job in Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3.
I liked her performance.
Said that she expressed interest in possibly portraying Poison Ivy in James Gunn's DCU.
What do you think? A good move. I think, she's a great actress. She showed a huge, dynamic of emotions playing Nebula, going from a heartless stone cold killer to a leader. Yeah. I think she would be great, but she's good enough to play that villainous role. She is. She fits the part as well, and she's a talented actor. She's been in all the Guardians, Jumanji movies. She's funny.
She's great in Jumanji movies. I always feel bad for her though in that one interview, to where they ask him what's your favorite movies from each of their co-stars. Yeah, and all of them were saying different extravagant movie, like they said The Game Plan or something for The Rock, and then another one said Hercules for The Rock or something like that. Just different movies for each, and then they go to Karen Gillan I really liked you in Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like, you clearly not seen any of her other stuff. And I felt bad for her. I haven't either, but I felt bad because Jack Black was like, Guardians of the Galaxy, you're great, and The Rock was like, Guardians of the Galaxy. Kevin Hart was like, Guardians of the Galaxy. And she's just like,
yeah, but
you haven't seen any of my movies.
That's the only character I play apparently.
Apparently, poor Karen Gillan. But as Poison Ivy, I like the role. I think she fits it. She's got the red hair. She's got the look. She'd fit well. I like that.
I mean, who even else would play Poison Ivy? That's a hard role to play, I feel like.
It could be. I mean, Uma Thurman, actually, she was a good Poison Ivy. It just was a horrible movie. So, unfortunate.
It's a train wreck.
It was, yeah. Anyway. All right. Also, Palm... I've always said Kelmoff, but I don't think that's right. I think it's Palm Kelmatif, or I can't pronounce it. I always say Kelmoff, but Palm Kelmoff is who plays Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's already in talks with DC. She confirmed that she's been in talks and interviewing with James Gunn for a particular role. So, wonder who she could play. She looks like Katana. I could see that. Yeah, dude, she'd be a very good Katana. I even really like the Suicide Squad, the sucky version that actress. Yeah, that's Katana. True. By the talks of it, she sounds like she's already pretty involved. So maybe she's got a role in Creature Commandos or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. She makes a transition over to live action as well. You're seeing that could be possible. I mean, Frank Grillo already came out and said that Creature Commandos is great. He said it's really good. He said they're already recording, so that's good news. So maybe we're getting it sooner rather than later. So yeah, but he said it's really good. So I'm like, hype. Okay, bring it on. I love Frank Grillo. It's animated. Let's get it. Dirty. That's my boy. All right. So also, this one's gonna make us mad. Okay. This one, we do not like this one. Okay. This we one's stupid. Okay. Stupid. Wrong. I don't even know. Wrong. And honestly, horrendous to think about. Horrendous. And that being Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Okay. Has confirmed that they did not cut Amber Heard from the film. What? For real? For real. They kept Amber Heard in the movie? I'm not saying that she has a prominent role, but she's in it in a capacity because apparently they released the trailer to CinemaCon and she had a little Easter egg in it. Yeah. So with that being said, you're fumbling.
Yeah, I mean, how does that work? Johnny Depp gets cleared of all charges,
right?
And then let's just keep this.
I've already heard this movie. We've already heard this movie. Apparently, I mean, people walked out of the screen testing for this movie.
This movie's gonna be bad.
And if critics walk out during a screen test, it's bad.
Yeah,
like this movie,
and that's not just for Amber Heard.
From what I've heard, it sounds like it's going to be like one of the worst superhero movies ever, and it's not going to do well in the box office. It's not going to do well. I'm going to see it because I have to.
Yeah.
But
I know that's honestly where I am sometimes. Like, I know this movie sucks, but we got to talk about it. We got to
review it,
so
man.
We have to see it.
I like Jason Momoa. I'm coming out for him, and I like the character of Aquaman. But it's really unfortunate to hear Amber Heard is coming back.
Yeah, go poop in somebody else's bed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Johnny Depp,
poop in your own bed.
I love you.
Johnny Depp.
I stand for you.
We want you back, even though you probably don't want to be back with Disney. Seeing you in Pirates
we will hire you.
Yes.
For our movie that we make. Heroes in the Moment Studios, you're the first actor, man.
Facts.
We love you.
I love you, Johnny
We're not
Depp.
going to give you $300 million, though. We can give you $3.
$3.
Give or take.
Maybe McDonald's Happy Meal.
Some negotiation there. A little bit of leeway there if you want. Come on down. All right, now let's move on to one of my favorite parts of our podcast to do. We have a ton of fun with this. We've done this the last 2 weeks. This is our third week doing
this.
It's so much fun. And it's the who's most likely to win in a fight in my Matt Reeves Batman helmet.
Matt Reeves
I have
Batman
a bunch of different
helmet.
vibes. Last week was clean sweeps all the way through.
Dude, yeah,
the week before was a little bit better, a little more debated. So this week we're hoping for a little bit more of a diversity.
It was rough last week.
So I will let you pick.
All right, we picking.
First.
I got one.
You got your first one, and I'll pick.
Oops, I accidentally grabbed two. Let me put one back.
Ooh.
I didn't look at
Actually,
it.
just keep that for your next one. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Screw it. Don't look at it, though.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, look at yours. Go ahead and reveal who you got. Ooh, it's an interesting one. Let's see who you got.
I don't know if I can read this.
I know, my handwriting's bad.
All right, I think it says... Is that W?
No.
What?
We don't like her.
Oh, okay. It's Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
I was like, is that Captain Wonder? Captain Marvel. We don't like her. I knew instantly who that was, too.
I'm kind of like Frick.
What do you have?
Last week, I had Robin Dick Grayson. This week, I have Robin Damian Wayne. Poor Damien.
I'm sorry, Damien. You cool guy.
You died.
You died.
That's unfortunate because it's like, I wanted a good one.
Yeah, there's no... Unfortunately, Captain Marvel clears that
Unfortunately,
one.
she does clear that one.
Unfortunately, she does.
All right, let me draw my next one
Captain
here.
Marvel winning that fight.
All right. Next, okay, my draw, I hope you got a good one because mine might be a little bit interesting. Yeah. We just recently saw her in a movie being Gamora.
Gamora?
Okay. I got. Who'd you get?
Kate Bishop.
Oh, okay.
That's a little
this
better
is a little
fight.
bit more of a debate. Okay, we could debate this a little bit.
Kate, she doesn't really have too much hand to hand.
If we're thinking comic Kate, she's better in what she's able to do because she has more training compared to Haley Steinfeld's version in Hawkeye, which I loved her character in that.
She's still very young in her training.
Gamora's super tough. I mean, she showed that it depends. Like now,
Gamora can go like one-on-one with about anybody.
She can, and she puts off her own. I feel like this one goes to Gamora.
I don't. There's a little debate. I mean,
there could be a little bit.
She has to just hit her straight in the eye with the arrow.
She would, dead. But Gamora would knock it away with the sword.
Yeah.
Hawkeye may be a little bit even more of a debate.
Yeah.
But I feel like Gamora has more of a chance against Kate Bishop for that one. So Gamora wins this one. It's a little bit better of a one.
So rip Kate Bishop. You will be missed.
All right, let me draw another one here.
Here we go.
Try not to look at the names.
Don't look at the names.
All right.
Here we go. This one feels good. This one feels good.
All right, go ahead and take a looky and tell me.
Mine is Zatanna.
Zatanna? Oh, okay. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting one to debate.
A little magic.
A little bit of magic, a little bit of Doctor Strange kind of era. I got Wolverine.
Oh.
This is an interesting one. Wolverine, of course, has had that healing ability.
Basically unkillable.
But Zatanna, then again, she's a very, very powerful sorceress.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, it's a fight to the death. Mm-hmm. I mean, we saw what happened, when the whole, Scarlet Witch tried to kill, Wolverine, and he just kind of, remember? Jean Grey. And he just kind of walked through
the force and the power.
I mean, she was kind of going nutty at that point.
She was too, and he walked through and he ended it.
He can heal just so fast.
That's
if
true.
she wants to win this fight, I mean, what even can she do? Like,
I mean, she's similar. I mean, think Doctor Strange, Doctor Fate ability. She's a very, very powerful sorceress. She can create stuff. She can, use her power against people and things like that. Just think of, that kind of realm of power. This is again, it's a hard one because it's hard because Wolverine has that healing ability. If he didn't,
if
Zatanna wins.
Any other person,
right? Zatanna would win.
But he can just continually heal himself,
right? I think just because of that healing ability, I think Wolverine's going to win.
Wolverine, but
it's a tough one because Zatanna's a powerful little sorceress.
I know.
Man.
I mean, it's the death. I mean, she could always just lock him away or put him in a different part of the universe, I guess. But I mean, killing Wolverine would
she could. Well, unless she removed his head or something with her like a portal ability or something.
I want to say Zatanna, to be honest. I mean, dude, magic is such a crutch. Like you can do whatever you want with magic.
It is. But then again, he's got that huge healing factor.
And if he gets close, it's over.
Should Siri flip a coin, or do we thinking?
I don't know. That's tough. I really don't know.
It's tough.
I don't know.
Should we leave it up for an Instagram post for the people to vote?
Let's do it.
Should we do that? All right. So check out Heroes in the Moment Instagram, and we'll have that up. I'll probably have it up as soon as I do it because I will forget. As soon as I get done, I will upload it and just see what you think. And then next week we'll reveal the results to who would win the fight between Zatanna and Wolverine. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess because y'all are not going to think it through. You'll get Wolverine. But we'll see. They may have more of an initial thought process than we think. But we'll put it up there right after this podcast. So check that out.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, let us know by giving us a review and a download. Our podcast, Here's in the Moment, is available on all major podcast platforms, so check it out. We got a ton of episodes in our library, so if you're taking a long drive or, you just want some calm, soothing audio to listen to, woo! Just like that, check out our podcast. If you want to stay up to date with our news, our announcements, our new episodes, check out our Instagram, Here's in the Moment, and our TikTok, Here's in the Moment with an extra T.
And we just want to thank y'all for listening. And as always, we love you 3000.